Hey, good afternoon. This is Bob from Trade Genius. It's the 28th of June. It's a Tuesday, and what a great day in the markets for us. But before I get there, I want to talk a little bit more about EU and Brexit. One of the things that caused Britain to want to break away from the EU is, the immigration and rules and all that other good stuff. But the EU is net beneficiary of taxpayers from Britain. And it was really starting to rub these people the wrong way. And it was one of the three big reasons why they left. But what people don't realize is that America has been subsidizing the EU to hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Money that could be spent on our citizens are spent with European citizens. And I'm always amused when I hear people say we need to be more like Europe. Well, if they realize that we could be more like Europe and have more programs for our people, if we didn't subsidize Europe, then maybe they'd have a different perspective on what they're saying. And let me give you the three main examples. Everybody knows about defense and NATO. And, basically we're funding and we're protecting Europe. So that all the European countries, I think Germany has a little standing army. The French have some, and England probably is the most capable standing army that could defend the continent. And otherwise, there's nothing. It's all just, pretty much for show. And what we have here is, transfer tax from the U.S. taxpayer to Europe. The second area is that's not as well known is in healthcare. The European Union single payer, and they force, certain margins on these biotech and pharmaceutical companies there and here. And so what they do is that the cost of doing R&D is borne in America and paid for by the American taxpayer, and we get no credit for that over in Europe. So in Europe, and same with Canada, the same thing is that their drugs are cheaper because we're paying the fully burdened rate. And so that's another transfer tax of hundreds of billions of dollars a year that Canada and the Europeans enjoy as our healthcare goes through the roof. And the third area is probably the most opaque of all. It's in the banking area. And, people don't realize the Federal Reserve, member banks of the Federal Reserve also include foreign banks. And then these banks get access to our window to be able to transfer collateral for cash. And, and then they get to keep that cash on hand at very, very low interest rates. And they get turned right around and put it back to the Fed and get paid on that money. So there's tens of billions of dollars. I think half of the $4 trillion of excess reserves, they call it, money just sitting there earning interest for the bank by the Federal Reserve, is owned by foreign owned banks with U.S. subsidiaries. So our taxpayer, because that money would be profit otherwise, is being borne on the U.S. taxpayer. That's money that's not coming into our treasury. It's going overseas and it's going to Europe. So we're subsidizing these people. Now, there's a reason why people are squawking at Trump, because he's going to upset this apple cart. I'm not saying I'm necessarily a Trump guy, but, definitely Hillary and the progressives are going to keep this in place. I don't know what side deals they worked out between Europe and the U.S., but the U.S. never disconnected from Europe. Europe's always been controlling the U.S. in one way, shape, or form. And this way they put it and they hid it. So, you need to probably start asking your congressman some hard questions about, why you're paying so much, why you're getting so little while we're subsidizing another country. Now, moving on to the markets though, we knew this was coming. I was telling everybody yesterday that either it was going to be last night, today, or tomorrow that we're going to ramp out of this sell-off, and we ramped. And so now we hit some resistance areas here. But it was a good day for us because we were expecting it. We were short volatility, which is another way of playing long the market. We closed our short oil trade and we watched oil go up $2 today. These moves are all just reaction moves and not necessarily saying, hey, the market is coming back and things are going fine. Gold sold off a little bit. The miners were kind of up and down a little bit. And so, where does that leave us? Well, for the rest of the week, probably a mixed bag. We'll probably try to push up as high as they think they can get the market to go to squeeze out all the shorts. But going into next week is typically a very bearish week. And so if you're long and you got some recovery here, I would highly suggest you taking some chips off the table and get ready for a pretty turbulent 6 weeks of summer. You know, the way we're looking at it is that next week should be a down week going into the payroll report. It's a week before the options expiration weeks. So, you know, you have to just be careful here. And July is a very volatile month. So I would just be really careful. Rest of this week, take advantage of the market rising and take some money off the table. You know, we have some tips for you on our site. We have some great videos to help you make better trades. And you just go check us out at tradegenius.co. You know, our subscribers and myself, we're up over 10% since Thursday. So we don't listen to the news. We follow our charts. We follow seasonal patterns. We've seen these movies before, and we know how to trade them. So if you want to make money, join us. You know, the cost of subscription is nothing compared to what you can make. So go to the tradegenius.co site, start making some money, make some new friends, and learn how to take control of the market instead of the market taking control of you. Thank you. This is Bob from Trade Genius reporting for Next News Network. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.